I'd like to call this meeting to order for the Breezy Point City Council special meeting for Monday, April 28th, 2025 at 5:30 PM. I'll move forward with the roll call.
Paul,
Present.
Jensen,
Present.
Rodenkamp,
Present.
Maroney,
Present.
Scott, absent.
I'll rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so item 4 on the agenda is to review the candidate packet. Is there an
Thank you,
overview? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members and staff. It's quite an honor to be back here to discuss candidates with you. We have a number of candidates that we're proposing today for consideration. We have 7 in the packet here. Candidate number 7 today recently told me that he doesn't know if he'll be able to advance on if invited because he might have another opportunity. When you look at his background, you'll see why in regards to his federal experience and so on. So, but I wanted to share that with you now. But I can just go right through. We have them broken up into tier 1s and tier 2s. Tier 1 is defined as somebody who has been in the position, doing the position, has experience in that role for a number of years. Tier 2 are people that could who have demonstrated skills and experience that could definitely advance them into that position, or maybe they were in the position and they may have had an issue that came up that we just wanted to bring to your attention, and therefore dropping them down into a tier 2. But again, still candidates that we assess that could do the job. So, Mr. Mayor and Council, if you'd like, I can just kind of go through them quickly, and the tier 1s first, and then if you want to go through tier 2s, I'm more than happy to do that.
Let's just go ahead with the tier 1s. How's that sound, everybody? You guys comfortable with that? Okay, the tier 1s will work. Thank you.
Okay, all right, we have a total of 4 tier 1s for you to consider this evening. So candidate number 1, because of the Minnesota Data Privacy Acts here, any candidate that is considered to be, until they agree to be in the final round, which is defined as with the city council, then their name would become public. So that's why we have to be very sensitive to that data set. All right, so candidate number 1 we have, she's currently in a position where she's an elementary school teacher. And I was like, well, wait a second, what's going on here? Then after I looked at it a little closer, she has 23 years experience as a city clerk treasurer. She transitioned away from the role of city clerk treasurer just because she wanted to try a new career field. And it's been working out very well for her. However, she's only been in teaching role for about 3 years now, and they are at the point now in their career where her husband is in a position where they no longer have to work, but she wants to continue to work, and they're relocating up to this region here. The size of community that she has been administered as a clerk treasurer for is slightly smaller than Breezy Point. However, the budget is slightly larger because of the utilities. So she has elections, she has audit experience, she has treasurer experience, she has overall clerking experience. So like I said, 23 years of experience. She also holds the Masters of Municipal Clerking certification from the state of Minnesota. So that's candidate number 1. Candidate number 2, she is an assistant. The candidate is currently in a role where, as an assistant city administrator, working their way up through the ranks in that position. Also having a master's degree. That candidate is not in transition. She has direct experience of 10 years as an assistant administrator or administrative director type role. You'll see in her descriptions here, it says that she was an administrator. In there, that was mistaken. It was actually assistant administrator. It was just an oversight in the way that we highlighted things. Very strong in all of the areas. She's assisted with elections, assisted with finance, project management, comp planning, and P&Z as well. Currently, the person currently supervises 2 people in that role as an assistant administrator. The city is a little larger than Breezy Point. and it's, again, utilities and experience that way. Again, the draw is to be up here in the Lakes area, community. Family is actually within the region. Candidate number 3, also an experienced administrator, currently in the role as a city manager role. This candidate has a BS degree, not in transition, but as a direct administrator, 3.5 years in that role. Before that, 14 years experience in the education environment under program management. Again, interviewed very, very well with me. Expressed a really strong understanding of organizational governance, the desire to move from a city manager to a city administrator is right now the commute is a long commute for him, and he's trying to balance that with family and the work environment and still stay in the career field. For that candidate, again, experience across the board, managing assisting with the elections, because they've had a clerk that actually runs the elections, but again, finance, management, utilities, so on. Also in a lakes community type tourist community. And then we have number 4, this candidate here, has 4 years, is it? Yeah, 4.5 years direct experience in administration as a city administrator. He has his law degree but does not have the license. The candidate is in this current community, which is a little smaller than here. And the reason that they're there is because of family. And this individual really blossomed in that role, became the administrator, got recruited locally by the mayor to fill this role. Then became on the fire department volunteer, also took over the ambulance, managing the ambulance as an EMT. And the individual is, again, very well spoken, manages elections, manages services, does budgeting. But the way that they're structured there, this staff, since it is a smaller staff, they report to the city council. So not a lot of direct experience in managing larger staffs. But again, very strong candidate there. Experience across the board. I didn't have any shortfalls with that. When we looked at all of the references for all of the candidates, they all came back positive. We just had one candidate with one little hiccup in there in regards to an issue that happened like 7 years ago. I've explained that to a couple of the staff here about that. Would not disqualify that person from moving forward since it's been over 5 years. So. Pending your questions, that concludes the Tier 1 candidates.
Any questions from council?
None for me.
Okay. Are we good just with Tier 1, or do you want him to go over Tier 2? What's the council's pleasure?
I'm fine with Tier 1. I guess
Okay.
I think we have some strong candidates there.
Okay.
And if we're looking for alternates, I did have,
Yep.
selection.
All
So.
right. Everybody else comfortable with that? Okay, Councilmember Ball, Councilmember Maroney? Okay. All right, well, thank you. I appreciate it. So we've got those candidates. Everybody probably had the time to go through, did their scoring. So I think probably what we can do is I'll just go through and start. Let everybody know what mine are. We know what Brad's are, Councilmember Scott's, excuse me. We have his, so you can see those. It looks like, and I'll go through his, so we all have them for sure. So he has his number 1 selection is candidate 3. His number 2 selection is candidate 2. His number 3 selection is candidate 7. His number 4 selection is candidate 4. And his number 5 selection is candidate 5. So I won't go any further than that because we're thinking of top 3 with 2 alternates, and if we need to, we can go into the other 2 further. For me, I have candidate number 2 as my number 1. Candidate number 1 as my number 2. Candidate number 3 as my number 3. I have candidate 4 as my first alternate, and I have candidate 5 as my second alternate. Councilmember Maroney, would you like to go next?
Sure. I kind of rated candidate 2 and 3 as the first, as 1, if you would.
Okay.
Candidate number 1 was my second option, or third, I guess, if you're going that way.
Right.
And then candidate number 7 was my fourth, our first alternate.
2 was 1 for you?
Yeah, 2 and 3 go 1. They tied.
Tied.
And I kind of had that, I think, if I look at I said I could go either way. I'm going to dig my pad up. Okay, and then you just had 7 as your first alternate,
7 is my first alternate, 4 is my second alternate.
and 4 is your second. Okay, thank you. Councilmember Ball.
I think my brain works a little better this way, so I'm just gonna read from left to right.
Okay.
What my rank was. So 1 through 7 on the top there is 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Got it. Okay. Councilmember Jensen.
I had, number 2 is a 2, number 3 is a 1, number 4 is a 3, and 1 and 5 I just had down as alternates. 6 and 7 were just no.
Yeah. So you had 1 and 5 were your alternates.
Yes.
All right. So if we just look down the list, and I want to get my notes here just before I advance, because I want,
6 and 7, it looks like.
No.
correct. Here we go. Let's see.
Looks like 5 would be an alternate if anything.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it looks as well. If we just look at, you want to go from the bottom to the top, or you want to go top to bottom? Well, let's start from the bottom. Well, we can actually look at the top.
Yep.
If you look at candidate number 2, I have 3 number 1s and 2 number 2s. And I said in my notes, yeah, okay, so, yeah, 2 and 3 for me could have gone either way between, yeah, okay.
And I think 2 and 3 is,
Yeah, they were very close.
Yep,
2 is maybe first and then 3.
yeah, that's kind of the way I see it too. So number 2, first, number 3, second. Then your third is, well, could be 4 or 1. 4 had 2 3s, a first, a second, a
has a
fourth.
hand
Yes,
raised.
Jerry?
If you take and add up
The lowest number.
Then divide them.
actually just take and add
Just
them
add
up.
'em, yeah.
The low
Lowest
The low
number,
one is going to be the number 1 candidate, the second
which is
low.
number 1.
3. That's too easy.
Number 1
Jerry,
is
that's too
4.
easy.
That's too easy. It's number 1, number
7.
3, and then actually there's basically a tie between number 1, number 4, and number 5, as far as the ratings were concerned.
So we got 4.
So 1, 4, and 5 would be the, so when you look at the candidates again, if you like, I can definitely talk through these number 4 and 5 real quick to give you a quick little summary on where those candidates are
Just
at.
back up a second, because I got off base when Jerry started adding
I
stuff,
think the
so,
problem is Steve didn't rank anybody, didn't rank the alternates,
correct.
so.
I mean,
we
if
don't
you
have, like, a
need me
number to add
to,
up
if
for
you
those.
need me to rank the
And I didn't either.
alternates,
I just did first alternate, second alternate, and I didn't give him a
certainly
number.
do that. 5, I would give at best a 6 out of 10, being lower, and alternate 1, I would give a 5.
For me, 5's gonna be a number 6. No, it would be 5, actually. Let's see, because we had, see, now I'm getting, God dang it.
Let's talk about candidate number 5. We had it ranked as 2 people ranked them as an alternate, and 2 as number 5s. Which to me that sounds like we were looking at 4 potential interviews. So it's ranked number 5. So it's 5s across the board.
So we were looking at 4 for sure, total?
Well,
I
because
wasn't.
You're supposed to
Okay.
do 3 and then 2 alternates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if we do 3, if we're looking at 3 for definite interviews with 2 alternates, which is what we talked about the last time,
Correct.
okay, that would get us,
Rank them 1 through 5.
right. So there's 1 there.
If my math is mathing.
Michael, you'd have to rank number 5 too then.
What? Okay, who do you want? Number 5?
Yeah.
You'd
6.
have to give him like a 6 or 7.
6.
So then that would make that there. So basically, okay, so if I look at this, oh, I didn't do 6 and 7. I think we kind of said they were. So basically, I have candidate 2 is the number 1. Am I correct?
I'd agree.
Candidate 2 is the number 1. Am I hearing that right?
Yeah,
Okay, candidate 3 is the number 2.
yep.
Candidate 1 as our number 3. Everybody in agreement with that?
I'm
Did I-
not in
well-
agreement with 1 is 3. I looked at,
Well, I was just going by the number of the math.
yeah,
No, because it's 4, the math for number 1 would be 4 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 7.
4 plus 5. Oh, there we go. Yep, 2, that's what I got for 9,
So it's
16.
21.
That's 21. Got it. Yep, okay.
And 19, I think, under 4.
4, 3, 6, 11, and 6, 17. See, I got 21 on that, so I don't know what I got wrong there.
3, 3, 4, 5, 4.
3, 3, 4. Okay, that's all right. Yeah. All right, so then we got the first and the second. So then the third is gonna be candidate 4. Is that what are we right on that?
I'd agree with that.
yeah, I would
Yes?
agree.
Okay.
Okay.
So third is candidate 4, and then our 2 alternates are 1 and 5, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And the ranking of those 1 and 5, when I look at that from a priority wise, if one of them backs up, if one of the top 3 back out, that would be number
1, I think.
1 would be the first one I would call.
Yes, it would, because they have the lower.
Okay. All right. So in sequence, again, if I may, Mr. Mayor and Council, I'm just gonna, like what, like what Councilman Ball said, I'm gonna just read it across the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 4, 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Okay, so we selected the candidates. Now, talking about setting times for interviews, all of you received the email from Administrator Bonsack regarding the potential of possibly switching our interview times to the afternoon. Did anybody have any conflicts with our interviews being on the afternoon of that day? Councilman Maroney? Are you good? with
No,
that?
yes, yep, I already canceled the work conference and cleared my whole day for that day.
So you're good? You're good, Councilmember Jensen? You're good, Councilmember Ball? I'm good with the afternoon times. So I would say let's plan to set the interviews for the afternoon on the day of May 14th.
okay,
Your first one would start at 1 o'clock,
Yes, that's correct.
okay.
and we will coordinate the rest of that.
Yep.
And Brad will be there.
Pardon? And
Well-
We'll be there,
Okay.
yes.
So he did confirm?
Nobody responded to me that they couldn't.
They couldn't do it,
And
so,
it was based on his
yes, it was.
availability.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I feel like we want him there. If we're gonna switch the times, he should be there.
Absolutely, I agree.
Otherwise, we should do it in the
I
morning.
will send him an email tomorrow, just
Yep.
telling him that we've set for sure
Yep.
in the afternoon to accommodate his
Yep.
schedule.
And I know he will be Zooming our teams in, so we'll have to set that for him. He won't be here in person. Okay, so we'll have to make it so that he can Zoom in our teams in. Because he's gonna be gone, but he was open in the afternoon.
We'll make it work.
Well, even if he can get the audio, he can still hear. So,
If you can give a laptop to the person that's interviewing
true,
with the video
yes,
Yeah.
in front of them.
That would
then they
work.
could see their-
yeah.
If the camera's pointing towards him, I guess.
We'll work out some ideas, we'll be good.
Yeah, Councilman Maroney, I'll leave that in your good hands to help them with that.
Fantastic.
We have internet, it's easily doable.
All right, so yeah, so we'll start interviews at 1 o'clock on the afternoon of May 14th. That will be when the interviews take place. Any other comments from the council?
I think we had good candidates. I was pleased with them. Very optimistic.
I agree. I am too, so let's keep our fingers crossed that we get most of them to the finish line with us. So,
I'm gonna move tomorrow morning first thing.
all right, sounds good. All right, hearing no other business to come, I call for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
I have a motion from Councilmember Maroney. Do I have a second? Second from Councilmember Jensen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye.